One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in life is not because they're weak, but because they believe they are. Most of us are held back not by real chains, but by invisible ropes. Ropes made of fear, self-doubt, and memories of past failure. We tell ourselves, I tried once and I couldn't do it. Maybe it's just not meant for me. And with time, that belief becomes our truth. There was once a small village surrounded by deep green forests. In that village lived a humble farmer named David. He owned a small piece of land where he grew crops and raised a few animals. His life was simple, but his dreams were big. David had always admired elephants, majestic creatures that were strong, calm, and powerful. He would often imagine how much easier life would be if he had one. An elephant could carry heavy loads, help in farming, and be a loyal companion. One summer morning, while returning home from the market, David saw a traveling circus camped near the river. Curious, he went closer, and his eyes lit up with joy when he saw elephants for the first time in his life. They were enormous, beautiful, and graceful, but something strange caught his attention. Each elephant was tied to a small wooden peg in the ground with a thin rope. There were no chains, no cages, just that simple rope. David stood there in confusion. Why don't they break free? He wondered. Unable to stop himself, he went up to a caretaker and asked, Sir, these elephants are so big and strong, that rope can't possibly hold them. Why don't they just pull it out and escape? The caretaker smiled and said, When these elephants were very young, we used the same kind of rope to tie them. Back then, it was strong enough to hold them, no matter how hard they tried to break free. Over time, they gave up trying. They grew up believing that the rope is stronger than them. And now, even though they're powerful enough to uproot a tree, they don't even try because in their minds, they're still tied. David was stunned. He looked at the giant creatures standing quietly, their strength hidden beneath years of false belief. As he walked home that evening, he couldn't stop thinking about it. How many times, he asked himself, have I done the same? How many times have I stopped trying just because I failed once? He realized that, just like those elephants, he too had been tied down not by rope, but by his own thoughts. That night, as he sat with his family, David shared what he had learned. Sometimes, he said softly, the only thing holding us back is what we believe about ourselves. If we think we can't, we never will. But if we believe we can, nothing can stop us. Those words stayed in his heart. From that day on, David decided to change. He started trying new things on his farm, experimenting with new ideas, and helping others do the same. He failed at times, but this time, he didn't stop. Slowly, his efforts bore fruit. His crops improved, his confidence grew, and soon, he became one of the most respected men in the village. Years later, when travelers visited and asked how he became so successful, David smiled and said, I learned it from an elephant tied to a weak rope. Don't let your past failures decide your future. Break free, because you're stronger than you think. And that's the truth for all of us. Most of the time, it's not the world that keeps us stuck, it's our mind. The moment you choose to believe in your strength and take that first step, you'll realize the rope was never strong enough to hold you. Remember, life is like a river. Some parts flow quickly, some slowly, some face rocks and obstacles along the way. But the river never stops. It keeps moving forward, carving its own path. You too have your own current, your own direction. Don't try to follow someone else's flow. Find your own course, trust your strength, and keep moving. That is where real success lives. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs it today. Your journey is yours alone. Navigate it your way and let your true self shine. Subscribe to Wise Narratives for more powerful stories that teach timeless lessons about strength, purpose, and success.